Hey guys, I'm Jackie Brubaker, host of the Love You Even More podcast. I'm an author, performer, producer, and Emmy Award winner. Each week, I bring on inspiring people and experts in their field to have powerful, motivational, and enlightened conversations about relationships, self-development, and how you can love yourself even more. Follow us for daily updates at Love You Even More podcast and at Jackie Brubaker on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. For more on myself and the podcast, including ways that you can love yourself even more, go to loveyouevenmore.com. Hey guys, and welcome to the Love You Even More podcast with Jackie Brubaker. I'm your host, Jackie Brubaker, and today I'm going to do a solo podcast talking about how we procrastinate and create excuses for ourselves when we're trying to achieve big goals and big dreams of ours. So as a lot of you know who have been listening for a while, I am a musical theater actress, I'm a film and TV actress, I'm a singer, and I am very full-heartedly throwing myself into this in a way that I have not quite done in quite a while. I'm excited. I just signed with a manager last week who's amazing and already submitting me for things that I could not do on my own, like major productions in New York and London. So I'm really excited and it's great, but I know just how hard it is to have gotten myself to this place of like, oh no, I'm worthy and I'm ready and I'm okay with it. This doesn't happen. It's not the end of the world, but I know I just have to try. But I know how hard the excuses and the procrastination can be, and that's essentially just always what keeps us back. So with those of you who know and those of you who do not know, I trained my whole life to do musical theater. I wanted to be on Broadway. Even as a kid, actually, I did get cast as young Cosette in Les Mis in the Broadway New York production. And I didn't take it because we lived in LA and my parents had just divorced. It was just really terrible timing, but also could have been really incredible timing for my career, but who knows? So I trained forever. And that was the goal. I had a horrendous Me Too experience in high school. And as hard as I tried to come out of it, heal from it, it was just too damaging for me to really continue to pursue musical theater because that's where it had occurred. So I would literally run into this person at auditions. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I didn't really have the strength to move to New York. I was just too deeply depressed and just not in a headspace to really do New York the way that you need to. Because when you go to New York, whatever you're pursuing in New York, you have got to be really ready to fight. And I just was so defeated. So I didn't go. And I changed career paths into the music industry as a singer and a songwriter and a producer. So while I felt like that was close, it was never exactly what I needed and what I wanted. And, a couple of times throughout my adulthood, I thought, maybe I should try musical theater again. And I went on one audition where I did really well. I killed it. And I went back for the dance portion and it just really triggered so many trauma responses from what had happened to me that I actually left. And the producers were like, no, don't leave. And I was like, I'm having like a panic attack. Like I have to go. And, when I look back at that audition, I think I may have been cast had I stayed and had I just pushed through. But when we have trauma that runs that deep, it's not just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and just do it anyway. It's deep. It requires therapy. It requires real help. And I'm not trying to talk about that level of trauma, but with this conversation today, if you do have that level of trauma, I really do suggest that you do find the therapy that works for you, whether that's an individual therapist, a group therapy setting, even just self-development books, self-help books, books on psychology. As a lot of you know, I just graduated with my BA in psychology. I was planning on going into grad school this year to become a therapist. And I just bit my tongue. It's a sign. Wasn't supposed to do it. Very happy that I'm not. But I do have such a respect for the psychology world, since I was going to go into it and be part of that world, which is ironic because that is a Disney song that I sing. Anyway, so if you have that level of trauma and you find that you are bringing up all of these excuses and procrastinating towards the dream that you want, like that I was just absolutely procrastinating with, please, please find help. Please reach out. Please, a lot of times we do a lot of our own work by ourselves. And whether that's reading a really good book that speaks to you, or it's, a religious community that speaks to you, or whatever it is, we do the work on our own, even with the help, but we do the work on our own. So please don't be afraid to ask for help and to do that work and to move forward, because your life really is waiting for you. No matter what it is that you want, it is waiting for you. So if you are not struggling with a very deep-seated trauma, and this is more, I just procrastinate, I make up excuses, and I'll give an example. This was not an excuse, but this could have so been. So yesterday, I'm a blonde. For some of you who don't know, I'm a real blondie blonde. And so when you get your hair done, it takes a really, really, really long time. I'm talking all day. So I was at the salon from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. to get this beautiful Elsa Frozen look, which is what I have right now. And I love it, but it is time. And my manager was like, you have an audition, check. And I was like, okay. So I get home. I'm like, I'm going to check it in the morning. I am exhausted. I need to eat some Chinese food and have some wine and some Girl Scout cookies and chill out, which is what I did. Went to bed, woke up this morning, checked my audition, and I was like, oh my God, it's literally the deadline for this audition was in like 3 hours. It was at 10 a.m. It's now like 7 o'clock in the morning now, 7:30. And I am feeling like crap. I feel not hungover, but like puffy. I've had a lot of sodium, and that is terrible for singers. Anything that swells you up in any which way is just not going to help your vocal cords. It's going to be real hard to wake up. Any of that, as a singer, for those of you who are singers, we're super, super neurotic about our voice and our sinuses and our health. My boyfriend and I have this running gag because I'm like, I'm so healthy. I'm so healthy. And it's like, I am, but I almost wear it as like a badge of honor. So, I wake up, I do not feel great. I'm like, oh my God, I have to get my voice in a place to sing. Like, shoot, this is not okay. Like, why did I have Chinese food? So I do though. I like pull it together and super fast. Like, I have to find the right song, which was a very strange request. I'm not gonna lie. It was like, wait, what are you looking for? Got a song, did the whole audition, had to edit it quickly together and send it off to my manager who submitted it. All worked out. All worked out. But, had this not been, had I not been in the place that I am right now, which is I want this so much. This is the only thing that matters to me. This is what I am born to do. This is what I was brought on earth to do. I am not going to lose this chance. This is like, to me, this feels like my second chance. This is like my second life. Like, I'm going to make this happen. I don't have the luxury to make excuses or to procrastinate. I've procrastinated most of my adult life up until now. And had I not done the work and the healing to even get to this point, which is still a work in progress, this wouldn't be happening at all. So when you do find yourself making those excuses and procrastinating, and you're just like, I'm too tired to write my screenplay today or my novel, or I really just don't want to take that class. I know I should. It would be really good for me, but like, I don't want to take it. It just, I want to catch up on my shows or whatever, like we make excuses and then we do something really stupid in the meantime, most of the time, right? Like, I know all of us just want to sit and Netflix and chill. Like, I do too. But like, we've got to push a little harder if you really want to get what you want. So, like, I did this audition, got it out, right? And it's done. And now I have the rest of my day to do whatever I want to do. And if you look at it like that, like, okay, so for this short amount of time that I need to get done what I need to get done, and then it's done, I have the rest of my time to do whatever else I want to do. And if that requires me laying on a couch watching Netflix all day, and that's really what I want, cool, I'm going to do it. Same thing with working out. Anything that you want to do, but you make an excuse for, like, oh, it's too cold outside to go work out, or oh, I feel really like achy this morning. Well, how can we remedy that? Like, what if it was on the line, like in my case, like I want this gig. I want this job. If I get it, good things happen because of it. And even if it's like your workout routine, which you're like, oh, I'm just too tired today. Now, mind you, if you really are too tired and like it's like deep, deep tired, like don't go work out. Like honor your body. But if you're just like, I'm just lazy, then no, get up, go do it, because you will feel better. That is the thing with the excuses and the procrastination is that when you do it, you actually feel better after. And like, hey, maybe you are tired after, but at least now you're done with the thing and you can be like, today I worked on my book. Today I worked on my screenplay. Today I did whatever the hell it is that you are trying to do. And you can feel proud of yourself. It's just getting past that whole excuse thing. And now, what I think the excuse thing really is, if it's not deep, deep trauma, there's a few things. One of them is you're afraid of success. You're afraid of what would happen if this actually went well, if I lost the weight, if I finished my book, if I X, Y, and Z. What would happen to me? Would people like me? Would they not like me? Would it be done? And then I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do after that. It's like we have a fantasy too that can be created of, well, once I finish this thing, once I achieve this thing, everything will be great in my life. Like I will be the version of me that I have always wanted to be. And that's not really always true. It can be true, but it can also just be something that you've done. And most of the time, by the time we do accomplish the thing we want, there is something else that we are already working on and we're on the journey to get that. So you might as well just work on the thing that you want right now. Stop procrastinating and just do it instead of fantasizing what it would look like. Because let's say you get it and then something bad happens. Trust me, probably nothing bad is going to happen. Like, I can't even imagine a scenario right now where like something bad would happen. Although I will say this. Actually, so with my Me Too thing, it was in high school. I was doing what I loved, right? I was doing musical theater, I was singing. And then, something bad did happen to me, but I tend to look at that as something that was horrible, but I have made the most out of. It made me the most tenacious, ambitious, driven person ever. And I have achieved way more than I ever should have or could have, had that not happened to me. It just lit an even brighter fire that was already there. And so we also don't know why things happened. So we can just decide what we think they are. But most likely, nothing bad is going to happen. And even with me, after that happened, good things started to happen after. So you might change direction. Your course might change because you achieve something or you finish something. But that's the journey. And that is life. And we can't predict the future. We can't predict what's going to happen. We just have to do our very best and ride the wave, I mean, not to sound so go with the flow, but like we don't have control here. What very little we do have control of, we've got to make the most of it. And using procrastination and excuses is really not helping the little tiny bit of control we have. So if you actually want to look at it that way, like, well, I am a control freak or I like to be in control. Well, good. Then don't give yourself procrastination or excuses. Go ahead and do what you want to do. Just do it, even if you're not in the mood. And also, especially if you're artistic, artists have this really fun way of being like, I'm just not inspired. I'm just not feeling it. Get up and start feeling it. Like it is a business, the business of art and entertainment. I have never, ever, 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 and I know I'm a weirdo. I know I'm an alien. I get it. But I have never been like, I'm just not feeling it today. No, I just do it. I just make it happen. And what's interesting is that when you push yourself to do whatever the creative pursuit is that you want to, even if you don't like it, you still did it. And what might happen is that you look at it the next day or later that day and you're like, you know what? That was good. I wasn't really feeling it, but like I got my pages written, or, I finished that painting, or I started a painting and you know what? I do like it. I think I'm going to keep going. It perpetuates the creativity. It perpetuates what you want to do. The workout, we're always like trying to like keep our workout up. Like, cool. I did like a 20-minute walk today. Okay, that was better than sitting on my ass all day. Maybe if I could just like keep stringing those along like every day, like doing a 20-minute walk and then a 30-minute walk and then a 45-minute walk, you feel better. You feel accomplished. And I really do think that this is very true. Like, you've got to look at your tiny wins. You've got to look at those any wins that you get and just and count them. They're important. They stack together to make big, big wins. That's how big change is created. So if today is one of those days and you're just like, oh, I've been wanting to start this thing, or I've been wanting to try this thing. I'll give you one more example, actually. So I'm a singer who dances, which means I can dance, but I'm a much stronger singer. And it's not that I'm a bad dancer. It's just not the thing that I feel the most comfortable doing in a professional sense. In a normal sense, I love dancing, and I think I'm excellent at the club. But I'm old. I haven't been to the club in a while, so But I was really getting in my head about this Broadway dance class. It's like a professional Broadway dance class to like just work on Broadway technique. Um, and I've had all of these bizarro reasons why I couldn't go, which they're hilarious to me. Like there was always a reason I couldn't make it every single week. And finally, I went on their Instagram for the studio and there were some reels of this particular dance class. And I was like, oh, cool, let me watch. Well, not to dismiss anything or anyone, but I was like, that's what I was totally like nervous to go up and do. Really? Like, that's actually too easy of a class for me. I need a more advanced class. And it was just like that, we create these ideas and this fear and this fantasy and these expectations in our mind about what it's going to look like or what it's going to be like, good or bad. And we don't do what we're supposed to do. So please, today, whatever it is that you have been procrastinating, whatever the excuses are, they really don't matter unless you're like, I really want to train for a marathon. However, I have a broken foot. Okay, that's a really legit excuse, okay? But if it isn't something like that, I really encourage you today to just try it. Just do it for a little tiny bit. It doesn't have to be all day. It doesn't have to be for hours, but just do it and see how you feel. I know you're going to feel better. You're going to feel accomplished and you're going to be inspired to want to do it again, maybe even later today, but definitely tomorrow. And if you can start creating a habit of doing it just a little bit every single day, now you have a routine. And after, 28 days, it becomes a habit. You want to do that. You want to do whatever it is that you love, that you want to be doing so much that it is what you do. Like, I am a writer. I write all the time. But if I don't write, if I'm not in the process of writing a book, it doesn't make me not a writer. I am a writer always because I have published a lot. And it's like, once you get in that role, that is you. It's not a fantasy anymore. And it's not a dream. You are living the dream. And living the dream is not always as like glamorous or fulfilling or as like I'm using like a novelist as an example, it's like, I'm going on this fabulous book tour like Carrie Bradshaw did when she was on Sex and the City. Like, it's really not, none of it's as glamorous as you think it's going to be. And it's all very fleeting. So you've got to take your wins, your small wins. I wrote 8 pages today. I wrote 3 pages today. I got out and did 30 minutes of a walk or a run. Whatever it is, I took the scary dance class that I was afraid to take, right? Which I'll probably still take, but yeah, I'm going to need something harder. But like you do it, you feel the fear and then you do it anyway. And it just works. You've just got to hear that fear and be like, cool, why don't you go sit in the corner and I'm going to be the adult here and I'm going to do it anyway. All right, guys, that is my podcast. I hope that this helps people. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you do what you want to do today and it makes you feel great. If you do, please feel free to, DM me on Instagram at Jackie Brubaker or at Love You Even More Podcast. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear about what you guys are accomplishing and what it's meaning for you. All right, I will see you guys next week.
Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. Remember, sharing is caring. Make sure to rate the podcast and leave a review. We really rely on this to help get the podcast out there.